So morning all, and out with RB today, and we are riding this. We are riding a Michigan. And this is the Euro 4 Michigan, and if you haven't seen, by the time this video goes up there will be a new release from Lexmoto. Yes, the new Michigan is out, and it's going to be Euro 5. Obviously not seen the spec of it yet because we are shooting this video at 7 o'clock in the morning and the unveil is not till 10 AM. So by the time this video goes up the Michigan will be released, but according to some of the spec that has been fed to me, slightly different build, slightly different engine, and that's all sort of rumours at the moment, but when it comes to Michigans, you can't go far wrong with a cruiser style bike than going for a Michigan. And obviously these are the best selling cruisers from Lexmoto, and probably the most comfortable as well. I tend to be a bit of a sports bike rider myself. I do love the LXR, I love the LXS. If you haven't seen the new LXS video, that is up now. But as for a more upright bike, a little bit more easier on the arms and a little bit better for the long distance, you're not going to go far wrong with a Michigan. Now quick look round. Down there you have seat boards. You haven't got pegs, you've got foot boards, or running boards as they call them. Some people don't like me using the word running boards, which is what a lot of the American riders call them, running boards, but they are known as footboards in the UK. Nice and easy to get your feet onto them as well, very, very comfortable. And I do love how the dash on this, just looking down, got a nice big speedo right in the centre. Your kilometres are on the outside, miles are on the inside. You've got your fuel tank and your total mileage. Now down the bottom is a gear indicator, so very, very easy to look down, see which gear you're in. And I do love the way that lights up as well, so it's very, very easy to see. Even on a bright sunny day you can actually see what gear you're in. Bar position on this, absolutely lovely. Now my arms are dead level on this, and a lot of people have commented, obviously the shorter riders, it does put my arms up in the air quite a lot. And is there any way that we can put lower bars on them? If you happen to follow the Motovlog channels, and a certain rider that rides a Michigan, they have actually put what's called drag bars on the bike, and you can get them from a certain big marketing website that ends in Bay. Obviously I can't mention the full name of them, but you know what I'm on about. And if you go on there and put 25mm drag bars, you will find them. They cost you about 30 quid, and they're very, very easy to fit on these. Takes you about 10 minutes to get up and get the bars put on. Now the customer for this one, Mandy, has obviously watched the video of that young lady riding it, and her name is Faye. Now obviously Faye's husband Sean is a big motovlogger, known as Tins on Tour. So obviously Sean, they went and chose a Michigan for Faye. She loved it, did her CBT. She's now done her Mod 1 and Mod 2, still got the Michigan, but she's got herself a nice big bike now. She's got herself a Yamaha Phaser 600. But the first thing they did, she didn't like the bar position, and she changed it down to a lower bar position using the drag bars, and it totally changes the ride. It drops these bars by about 5 to 6 inches. So it's a little bit more leaning forward on the arms, but it changes your rider position, and it also changes the handling of the bike. She absolutely loves it. So you've got two choices when it comes to these Michigans. You can stay with the nice high cruiser bars, or you can obviously change it up, go for the drag bars, lower your arms down a little bit so your arms aren't so much up in the air. Now the mirrors on these, super wide again. They're absolutely right out the side of the bike, 100% view. And I never have a problem with the mirrors on the Michigans. Absolutely lovely. As for the reliability of these, absolutely spot on. You don't get many Michigans that have any issues. And as I say on most of my videos, if you look after it, you service it, you run it incorrectly, hence why we are doing between 40 and 45 mile an hour, which must be your running in speed for your first 500 kilometers, 311 miles. And I bang on about this on every video. Have a service, then you can go to 50 mile an hour, it takes you up to 1500 kilometers, 932 miles. Second service, you are good to go. Now, as for top speed of these, if you're sort of an average weight rider and you're between about 5'6" and about 6 foot, you can look to get around about 65 to about 70 out of one of these. One of our customers actually got one, and he has put aftermarket exhaust on it, he has put the lower drag bars on it, it's all customed up, it's got throw over saddlebags with the tassels to make it look very, very American. He's made it look very Harley-esque, but he has reported that he managed to get 72 out of his and that was just with an aftermarket can, and obviously he does push it all the way. Now he's got currently around about 8,500 kilometers on the bike. Simple reason being, he likes his trip in kilometers, because then he knows when his servicing is in. But your main screen with the speedo is in kilometers and miles, so you haven't got to worry about it. It's just that he got his trip mileage set to 2 kilometers. Simple reason is because he knows 500, 1500, 4000, 7000, 10,000. He knows when his service intervals are coming up. He's not very good at converting kilometers into miles, but he's having an absolute blast on his Michigan and absolutely loving it. And he said, oh, I've got around about 72 out of it, which is ample if you're on dual carriage rails or the main road. You don't need to go any faster. So down to me to put the last few ride miles on this, and the best bit is with these super wide mirrors, even with my shoulder checks, I can see the road behind me. Absolutely spot on. Now the controls on this, very, very easy to get to with all the fingers. As always, an EFI engine on this, so no worries about having to adjust any choke. All done for you. And you've got your basic setup as normal on any motorbike. Horn to the bottom, indicators, then main beam. With the Michigans, you've got a hazard light switch over on the left as well, no pass light. And then just over on the left hand side, you've got the start lights and run button, run and kill button. So very, very simplistic controls on this, but very, very easy to manage, very, very easy to ride as well. And obviously back into it this week, and this is about ride number 5 for me in 3 days. So we're back into the riding again, following my little calamity a couple of weeks ago. And yes, I am fine now. A little bit of a sore back, a couple of scrapes and bruises that are still healing, but all good. So thank you very much for everyone that's hope you're alright, RB. Yes, as we always say, and as I said on that video, all the gear, all the time. It doesn't matter whether you're riding a 125 or you're riding 1000. Make sure you have the correct bike equipment. And I was out on Sunday, just took the bike out to the local garage just to check my tyres, top it up with a little bit of fuel, and just give her a quick wash down with a jet wash. And the amount of bikers that I saw that were out in a pair of trainers, jeans and a t-shirt because it was nice and sunny, big no-no. But obviously that is your own choice. If you want to go out in jeans and a t-shirt, you run the risk. If you do drop the bike, you are going to end up with shed loads of road rash. You're going to be taking skin off, and even a low shunt like I had a week ago, that was only about 10-15 mile an hour I got impacted at, but I had all the gear all the time, got my armoured jacket on. I still managed to scuff and take the skin off of both elbows when I went down, and I've got some nice little road rash marks now, all scabbed up and nicely healing. And obviously I ride in Kevlar jeans, unless I'm out on my big bike where I tend to put my levers on, but I tend to ride in Kevlar jeans. Now you can get a decent pair of Kevlar jeans for around about 35-40 quid. Obviously the more expensive ones like I wear, they're going to cost you sort of 90 to 100, but you can get a decent pair for about 35 quid. They are going to take any abrasions, any rips and tears away from your legs. A standard pair of jeans, as soon as they hit the road, they are going to slide, rip and tear and expose skin. So make sure you get a decent pair of Kevlar jeans. As for boots, trainers and shoes are a no-no. Make sure you get some ankle protection. If you can't afford bike boots, then a decent pair of work boots, something like Doc Martens that are going to protect your ankles, the high legs. Hiking boots, get yourself a pair of those. That would work every time. Jacket wise, always make sure if you're getting a jacket, now you can do two options. You can either go for what they call CE motocross armour that goes underneath a jacket, so Under Armour, or Nomex as they call it. Get yourself some Nomex armour, or you can go for an armoured jacket. Now a decent bike jacket, it's going to cost you anything from about 50 to 100 pounds, so you can kit yourself out for a couple of £100, and that is going to save your skin, save your bones, save your muscles, save your back, save absolutely everything. Glove wise, I tend to either ride in my summer gloves, which is what I've got on at the moment, or I have a pair of heavy lined winter gloves, but both of my gloves have Kevlar on the knuckles, on the backs of the fingers as well. But obviously my Kawasaki ones that I've got, and these are damn expensive, these have a titanium mesh armour. So you've got the glove, then you've got the mesh armour, and then you've got the leather over the top. Now these were hellishly expensive at 140 quid. But first thing that is going to hit the road when you go down is going to be your hands. You're always going to put your hands down to brace yourself, and it's your hands that are going to take the brunt of it. So always make sure you've got some decent hand protection. And then obviously for helmets, it's down to your choice. But you can pick up, same again, decent helmet for about 60 to 100 quid. And then it obviously ranges up into the super expensive helmets like the Arai and the Shoeies, Ruroc, LS2s. I tend to ride with a LS2 Valiant, which is a hybrid, which means I can flip the front up on a summer day. And it also has an internal sunscreen. We'll be doing a review of my LS2. And I'm awaiting my new one to come at the moment, so the old one took a few bangs and scuffs, but for the purposes of a couple of days ride testing, I am still using my old helmet, which I shouldn't be doing really, because once you've knocked a helmet, bin the thing. But it has been checked out, we've been all through it, we've had all the liner out of it, and apart from a few bangs and scrapes and a little crack at the back, it's alright. And the crack is only about 3mm, so it's a tiny little bit of impact damage on it, but once my new helmet comes, this one is going straight in the bin. As for buying cheap helmets off of marketing websites or your local car centre that does bicycles, and you know the one that I'm on about, steer clear. Someone actually asked me on one of my videos, would you buy a crash helmet from this place that does bicycles? And I went, do they do car parts? Do they cut stereos and yeah, I know the store. I would not touch a helmet from that place. They're actually offering them at the moment for $39.99. Would I spend 40 quid on a crash helmet? No. Only reason I would buy one of those is to put it in the garden and use it as a plant pot, or for any other type of pot. Certainly will be putting something like that on my head. And the easiest way to find it is to obviously check the sharp rating of a helmet. Check it's got the approved stickers on it, that it's Euro compliant, before obviously buying one, and also try it out for size. If people are not going to let you try a helmet, then don't buy it. You have to make sure that it's a nice snug fit, it's not pushing too much on your cheeks, and you've got, easiest way to do it, hold the helmet dead straight with your hands and try and move your head inside. You need about ½ an inch to an inch of movement, so not too loose but not overly tight. You need to be able to get it on and off your head, but obviously once you've worn it for a few times, the foam does get a little bit softer. But always check a helmet out, and remember, if you are wearing any under helmet stuff like a balaclava or a face mask, that you've got room to wear that once you've got your helmet on. As for visors, nice clear visor. I tend to run with an iridium, but any iridiums and tinted screens are okay for day use, but check, because you may have a sticker on it, or you may have an indent on it that says not for day use or not for road use, track use only. Now obviously my iridium is a track use only visor, so I do run obviously the risk during the day. Most PC plods aren't worried about smoked visors or iridium visors, but if you are riding with one of those at night and PC plod decides to pull you and you've got your visor down, you are going to get absolutely rollocked. So just be aware of that. Check out the visor before you go and attach one to your helmet. Most helmets come with a clear one, but obviously you can get the aftermarket visors that do fit those bikes. So we're going to head back to the garage now. Mileage is on it, 14 miles, all good. And as I say, this one's going out to Mandy, and it's due to go out tomorrow, so down to me to register it, get all the paperwork done, get the bike up and running, give it a quick clean and a coat of that obligatory ACF 50. And obviously with summer coming, keep your bikes clean, guys. Coming out of winter, get some ACF 50 on the bike. That'll get a little bit of corrosion protection on it, and I do bang on about ACF 50 as well. As you've noticed, they've reopened the road down here, and it's been now restricted to a 40. Good idea. We waited weeks and weeks and weeks to get this road open, because obviously we shoot out of normally the slip road of the garden centre or the local park. Got some really nice locations now to shoot videos from. As always, keep an eye on the feed. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Hit the thumbs up. If you don't like it, 2 thumbs down. Leave your comments down the bottom, please. Any comments, what you think about the Michigan? Do you own one? What do you think of it? I think they're a gorgeous bike. And we've got quite a few of these coming in the next couple of weeks, so all bikes arriving mid-May. As always, you can find all the info down the bottom right hand side, and that is Eclipse Motorcycles MK.co.uk. Telephone numbers down there, 01908 643 603. As always, the easiest way to find everything off my website, revbomb.co.uk. Go to the social media page. All the links are in there: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and also the links for the garage and their Facebook. And then obviously don't forget to hit notifications bell. It will tell you when the next video is coming up. Going back to the garage for my obligatory cup of coffee and get the bikes out for the day, all 42 of them. And until the next time, guys, when we catch up on another ride test and review, be well, ride safe, and from RB, it's a big goodbye from me.